So 9 is the boss villain of the new My Hero Academia movie that just came out in Japan. And for months we've been speculating about what his quirks actually are, so today I thought I'd do a quick video examining the leaks that are coming out. The movie doesn't actually release in the Western world till 2020, so if you want to go into it completely blind, then just subscribe and check out some other videos on my channel. But for the rest of you who are like me and just can't help yourself, let's get into 9's quirks and how he has so many. According to the leaks, this character used to be very ill, and as a result, he offered up his body to be experimented on by the League of Villains, with Dr. Ujiko manipulating his body so that he would be capable of holding 9 quirks. But the downside is that the more quirks he has, the more of a negative impact it has on his body. To start with, you might have guessed from the trailers, but his primary quirk is weather control, and from what I've read, it's one of the most versatile quirks that I've ever heard of. He can use it to conjure up massive lightning strikes, and then pinpoint those strikes on a single person, or just use it to strike everywhere around him. The quirk also enables him to create storms, which is said to be strong enough to destroy a city, and while it isn't mentioned in the leaks, if he can control the weather, then it'd probably be safe to assume that he could do other stuff as well, like conjuring up hailstones to hit specific people, but that's just me completely speculating. His next quirk is so reminiscent of Dragon Ball, like it's not even funny. 9 apparently has some kind of special vision that allows him to scan people and ascertain their exact quirk and how powerful they are. And this is what he uses to identify people whose quirks he wants to take. He can also use this power to see through illusions and kind of like visual tricks. We might have seen this special vision in the trailers when he has those red eyes. Now brace yourself for this next quirk because it's pretty ridiculous, but it has been confirmed from several different leaks that I've read, so I do actually think it's true. 9 can create something that, from all reports, is a blue eyes white dragon. Yes, you did indeed hear that right. Similar to how Tokiyami conjures up Dark Shadow, 9 can conjure up blue eyes white dragons, and apparently he can do more than one at the same time. I mean, where do you even begin with a quirk like this? It's pretty cool. If you're fighting a large group, it's pretty handy to have an army of dragons at your disposal, but it is definitely more supernatural than some of the powers we're used to. And his fourth quirk is definitely the one we've seen the most of if you've watched all the trailers. He can shoot lasers out of each of his fingers at once, and these lasers are said to be powerful enough to completely destroy houses, like burn them to the ground. So I'd imagine that if it hit a human being, it would be like a one shot, one kill kind of thing. Unless that person is literally made of steel, which does happen. The fact he can shoot lasers from each individual finger means that he can cover a really wide area and make it pretty hard to avoid. Similar to the Blue Eyes White Dragon one, it's pretty good for like taking out large groups of people. And as if all that wasn't enough, 9 has a fifth quirk that essentially allows him to create barriers, which look really similar to Doctor Strange's ones. Like, if you put them side by side, come on. Now we can see here that one barrier is strong enough to hold back One for All with relative ease, like he doesn't look like he's straining himself or anything. He can put up multiple barriers at the same time that can shield him from virtually any direction. And this is 100% a useful quirk to have, but I feel like Tengai's quirk from the anime recently is probably a bit better because you can like use it once and it covers your whole body, whereas from the sounds of 9's quirk, he actually has to think about where he needs to put them. 9 uses this barrier in conjunction with another quirk, and this quirk generates wind that prevents people from reaching him. And if this is accurate, it sounds not too dissimilar from Inase's wind quirk. As you can see, we've kind of reached the point in My Hero Academia where there are just so many quirks that a lot of them are bound to be either the same or very similar. That said, you can still get pretty original ones. I mean, I still can't believe this. Now, 9's next quirk is a bit of a dud. This quirk allows you to regenerate cells, which would be good, but the problem is that it only works on a certain blood type, which 9 doesn't actually have. And there's not really much else to say about it, other than he should give it back to whoever he took it from. Like, there's no need for you to still have that, bro. As for 9's remaining quirks, it's a bit ambiguous. We obviously know that he can steal other people's quirks, and this is likely his 8th power, but from the leaks it's unclear whether it's the suit he's wearing that steals the quirks, or whether it's an actual quirk that he has. As someone who hasn't seen the movie, I can't confirm it either way. All we know is that he can steal quirks. And he does this by grabbing people in the face and absorbing their power. This is obviously exactly how All For One used to do it, which begs the question, how did Ujiko copy the All For One quirk and give it to this random guy? Like, if 9 can get it, then no doubt Shigaraki is going to get it very soon. And from the basic plot of this movie, it seems like 9 is motivated to try and acquire another quirk, which would then give him 9 if he was to get it. But it's unclear whether his body can surpass the limit of 9, as we see in the trailer that he grabs Deku with the intent to take One for All. What essentially I'm trying to say is that if his maximum amount of quirks is 9, and he already has 8, and he desperately needs another one, then I doubt he would try and steal One for All. So I'm guessing he can surpass the limit of 9, But whatever the situation, I'll definitely be seeing this when it comes out in the UK in 2020. And I hope you enjoyed this quick breakdown of what Nine's quirks are. I have another video planned this week where I'm going to talk about the future of Mirio Tagata. But until then, peace.